Hello everybody, my name is VR English, and I don't know your name, so post a comment and then I will know it. Think about that. Magic. So, utterly failed commentation this a minute ago, so hopefully this will be much better. Playing Team Deathmatch on launch, and the purpose of this video today is to show you how to win on any kind of Call of Duty game on Team Deathmatch, by yourself or with a group of people. So first things first, I'm using the AK47. Most people in this game, I mean literally predominantly in Black Ops, people use the FAMAS Red Dot and the AK47U, AK74U I should say. So it's good to mix up using a different assault rifle every now and then. And so this is one of those things. Something I assume with all my viewers, and if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I'm assuming, and I'm very wrong for doing so, is the word spawning means being, well, it kind of means being born if you're a frog. In video game terms, what it means is appearing on the map. And so you hear it used in a lot of terminology in video games. So the thing I want to talk about is Team Deathmatch is a game of spawn flips. As much as games are fun to think about, and you lose a bit of their fun once it gets too technical, it's worth bearing in mind that in Team Deathmatch, if you find yourself just getting shot in the back, and you've just killed the whole team, and you're like, why is that? It's because there's been a spawn flip. And on a map like Launch, it's one of the bigger maps in Black Ops. Black Ops has got quite small maps, so it's quite hard to snipe in comparison to previous Call of Duties, but tips appeal to everything. So if you're playing by yourself, what you need to do is if you see a big group of greenies, I call those people that you're not playing with, if they're going one way, I would recommend going a completely different way, looking around elsewhere, and maybe getting a flank off, and maybe even using a suppressor. Although, if you have a counter UAV, I should say counter spy plane, then you don't need a suppressor, and I'll go on to that in a second. So, I had a few main points, and these main points are 2 minutes 20 in the video. This is where you want to be listening. So first things first, I know it's tempting to go 8, 9, 11 every game, but unless you're just the best player in the world, you won't get that every game. And I know you'll see people like Cnanders, who is a phenomenal player, and he's a perfectionist, he says so himself. He has those kill streaks on, and unless you're having a really good game, I would say it's definitely worth having at least one low kill streak on. Not only is it good for your ego, but it really helps the team out. So, this moves on to my next point quite nicely, is if you're playing a team deathmatch game, it's worth having at least one team streak on. And in this game you'll see I have 2 team streaks on. By that I mean spy planes, counter spy planes, or blackbirds. Also SAM turrets can be useful. Most people tend to just switch SAM turrets out with Hardline Pro. The reason they're team kill streaks is with a spy plane, it highlights your mini-map, it does a run by of the map every few seconds, and these stack up with multiple spy planes. Counter spy planes themselves are one more kill ahead, and it completely obliterates the mini-map for, I think it's 30 seconds of the opponent. So as a result, motion sensors become useless, blackbirds and spy planes become useless, and people can't see your red dots on the map because they can't even see their mini-map. So I would say counter spy plane is the most underrated kill streak in the game, for 4 kills or 3 kills with hardline. It's just brilliant. I love it in all Call of Duties. However, I would say if you're playing in a team of 6, don't have all 6 of you running it, because it really doesn't stack up, so it's a bit pointless with a big group of you. And also it makes decoys invalid, so if you're a big fan of decoys, don't use it. Apart from that, so those are my first 2 points. I have a point 3. I really wanted to get this across, something that's good for you guys. So point 3 is know your limits. If you're a kind of player, if you have a 1 KD, and I'm not saying that makes you bad, I'm just saying if you have a play style, because I'm a very aggressive player, my KD would be higher than it is if I wasn't so aggressive. This game's a bit different from usual. Back to the point, if you're a 1 KD player and you have fun playing that way, I would say chances are if you're running 8, 9, 11 or something like that, that's fun, and if you'll get that one game in every new moon of a games. I'm not talking Twilight, don't even get me started. Whilst that's fun, it won't happen every time, and it's always worth having a low kill streak on, like I say. Not only will you enjoy the game more, but you'll do better, and the team will do better, everything. It's just brilliant. So if you're a 1 KD player, try kill KD. If you're a 1.5 KD, if you're a 3 KD player, even if you're a 3 or a 5 KD player, like my good friend Razor, he has spy plane on in the first video I posted on here, and it helps the team out no end. In my video today, I had counter spy plane on Blackbird and Gunship. That's quite a gutsy set of kill streaks, but I would say that if you're going to go for a chopper gunner or a higher, it's always worth having a Blackbird on. If you're going to go for 8 as your highest kill streak, then there's nothing wrong with a Rolling Thunder. They are tremendously fun, and they're much better than stealth. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the differences between camping and patrolling. This is it's about as campy as I get in Call of Duty, to be honest. This game, as you saw, if you're still watching and you don't hate me at this point, because you think I was being campy. If you're sat in one position, looking at one spot, say lying prone in a doorway for the majority of the game, that is campy. If you're where I was up there, jumping around corners, you leave yourself exposed, you're covering many pathways, that's patrolling. And I was also up there, it's worth talking about that, because if you look at my mini-map, even though it says they're greenies, they're actually they're actually friends. I think there's some of my friends in this game, and they were having control of one part of the map, so I made the effort to go into the other side. There you go. Now I had to cut this out here because there was a discontinuity error. But what I'm about to die here, and I'm going to show you examples of spawn flipping, which I'm about to talk about. Here we go, bam! So spawn flipping, the terminology I was talking about, you need to be aware of this, and spy planes really help, because it really stops you being caught out. In a later video, I'll talk about spawn trapping and maybe not forcing spawns. But in this one, I hope that you've learned a few things. Hope that I haven't talked too much, and it's reaching the end of the video. I really hope you like the gameplay. Hope it wasn't too campy at the beginning, and you learned something. If you didn't, well, maybe we're all rubbish. So, let me know if this was useful to you. Spread the word if it's worth spreading the word. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you all. It's VR English. Next game is going to be passionate, doing something incredible on another map. And if you can't tell, with the last one, I had some discontinuity errors, which means I'm not in sync with the game. I'm trying to sort that out and not ruin that so much. But I'm trying to not make my videos sound so amateur, trying to be a bit more professional, and I really hope this comes across. I'm getting rid of the ums and the ahs as much as I can, and I'm trying to speak a little bit better. I hope this is something that can add towards your enjoyment as much as it is me killing stuff, like so. I am now gone. It's important that I make these fun and interesting though, otherwise you just stop listening. It's important to remember, every time you win a game, just think of like a G6, because right now, if you win that game, you deserve to be in that plane like a G6. Adios.